No. Remember, we had the whiskey. Yeah, you see the whiskey tasting yesterday, so we'll
English.
see.
So English then.
English might be even better.
Okay. Okay.
Best English ever since years after whiskey.
Okay. So English.
It's Sunday, people.
Yes, today is Sunday from the Typo 3 camp at RheinRuhr at Unperfect House. That's the first interview we're doing on Sunday, so maybe we are a bit tired. Yes, Peter, please introduce you shortly. And what are you doing in the Typo 3 universe?
Oh, so active with Typo 3 since 2004. Damn it. First event on 2008 only, and I really was mad to myself after this event that it needed 4 years for me to actually get to an event. Anyway, since then pretty active, been in the board of the association, changed to the expert advisory board, where I currently am as well, dealing with budgets. Also since early 2014 we founded the education committee, because this is one of the main pillars, especially actually from the association, to care about educating people, to do further education for the whole community, and taking care also of certifications and stuff.
What was your first Typo 3 version?
You know, I had this mind session how to
remember, yes?
Remember, just that very hour ago, and not in 2004, so I don't remember. I think that must have been 3.6 or something like this, or 3.7. I don't know. What was on the list in 2004, mid of 2004? Guys, look it up. Was cool.
Maybe you could post it below the video at YouTube.
Okay.
We have to look at it. You mentioned that you are in the education committee. You're head of the education committee. Yeah. What is the education committee? Education committee
is a bunch of people, a quite big bunch, growing. Hopefully, ever growing again, because we have just a lot of tasks in there. So we also merged with the certification team. We are dealing with setting up certification. So historically we had the integrator certification. We also came up with the developer certification during the beginning of this year, and the education editorial certification. Well, currently working on coming up with a certification for consultants. And this is leading towards the certification program for agencies as a final point, as well as we will think about having a certification for trainers. So if you're in for learning Typo 3, you actually are not only able to determine as a customer who is a good provider, service provider, providing me Typo 3 services, but also if you want to become a good provider and you need education, that you can figure out this is a good trainer and this one really is good in training as well as in Typo 3. So this is the one thing. Then via the certifications, it's nice to have a certification to display, to put on display, hey, that's what I'm able to do. But as well, at least this is my personal experience, and I heard it from other people as well. The moment you're preparing for a certification, you're actually learning a lot. So this is the one thing. The other thing is that we try to motivate the community, also the bigger community, people who might not be at camps regularly, and hey, if you're not going to camps regularly, please change your mind. You know, I told you it needed 4 years for me to actually come to an event, and I'm furious to me still after all this time. Anyway, we want to reach beyond that core community and motivate people to actually keep on track with all developments which are there. to have a better ecosystem, to have better service providers out there which serve their customers even better to strengthen the brand and the product.
Okay, so I should go to every certification and participate?
Oh no, that depends on you.
Okay.
Like if you are into development, maybe the development certification is a good sign for customers to put on display, hey, I have the basics, the must-have knowledge for developing Typo 3. If you're an integrator, do the same with the integrator. Since the beginning of this year, also for editors. Great job opportunity if you say, hey, I do know Typo 3 and I can put it on display. Here is my certificate. I'm a certified Typo 3 editor, which is our easiest certification anyway.
But this information about this integration, how to do integration, how to develop, how to edit in Typo 3, is this also part of your team? So that the information is there, that people can get the knowledge without getting the certification? So
yes, this as well. Of course, as a preparation for the certification, we don't want to make a certification a really hard task or hard goal to reach, but we want to make it easy to reach the goal to get a certificate in the first place, of course, and also educating people in their daily work with all their daily stuff beyond certification is also on our plan, but to be honest, right now it's just a lot of work, so we're just dealing with the basics with the certification program, and we have to think beyond that later on. So there was for example, in the beginning there was the plan to have a Moodle installed and to offer online webinars and online educational courses, some for free, some for paid money, but plans turned out it was just way too ambitious to think about that. So we have to do little steps and follow the right direction. More important, do the steps and go into the right direction is more important as the actual step length and the count of steps.
Yesterday I had an interview with Martin Bless about documentation.
Yes.
So in this area, documentation and doing the certification, there are some areas where this is combined, because the documentation is the basic. You are teaming up in this area?
Yes, more and more.
Okay.
We both teams have a little bit a lack of work power. So again, talking to you, if you're into education, if you want to come up with ideas, documentation, want to work on the actual certification programs and stuff, just contact Martin or contact me. You can find us via the website typo3.org. There's contribution teams, and you can find education, and you can find documentation. You'll find the contact points. But yes, we're teaming up. So of course there has been documentation written from the education committee, and we want to integrate even the education, how to handle, how to find things in the documentation into our educational programs and tasks, because this is really important.
And also to make the documentation better?
Yeah, that's more or less the task of the documentation team. We have to focus on our things. That's my lesson learned from the last years, since beginning of 2014, that in the first moment you think, oh, we can do this and that and this, and we had a concept which was really a real big concept, and to see what is realistic is the most important takeaway from the last years.
Okay, let's move a bit away from education. So we are at the Camp RheinRuhr. You can choose about many Typo 3 events, and you're attending many Typo 3 events. And you're working a lot. Why did you take this free weekend to come to Essen to our event?
That's good. I shall be honest, I guess. No, first of all, it's the nearest camp from the place where I live. But it's also always a great place to be because of the location of the Unperfect House, which is ideal for this kind of events. Then I know it's very famous and very well known to a lot of people from the core Type 3 community. So it's always a pleasure to be here and to exchange with I have some trouble to call them the important persons, but let's call them the influencers, and to get a lot of takeaways for the actual working day. And this is really nice. Also, it's a kind of a family gathering. And last but not least, let's face it, the food here is excellent.
Especially for vegetarians.
It's true. Right, which concerns me directly, and as well the whiskey tasting on Saturday night. So some things which are really nice about this camp, combining the nice things in life with the important things of life, and really combining them. That you, in the end, you can't consider was that something from the nice thing or from the important thing. So it's really great.
You told me yesterday you're working a lot right now, but what are you doing when you're not working? So what is you're doing in your free time? What gives you something to relax? What's
opera?
Opera.
Opera. Opera is yeah, passion for me. It's not just music. It's yeah, really relaxing combined with self-development if you go into it. So this is the one thing. The other thing is nature.
Okay, but opera, you're not doing opera, you're listening and watching opera.
Yeah, I'm listening and watching. The closest I have been towards doing opera actually is I took singing lessons for 2 or 3 years, learning a little bit of bel canto. Don't ask me to demonstrate this here.
I won't do.
Okay. Good luck. Better. This is for you here. The other thing is I participated actually in an opera as side act is even too much said. So some I don't know the word in English, statist.
Yes.
Whatever. Please put it below. The YouTube is in subtitles. So Peter was statist in his.
Can we read this in your CV?
No,
okay.
Because it was just too unimportant in a CV, but it was yeah, one of the greatest experiences in life, to be on stage, to be really close to the main actors, to the singers. It was also something, it was an opera with really big stars from the opera scenes in there, and it was quite emotional because the main character, it was his last appearance in Cologne, because he already has a really long career behind him, and it was just unbelievable beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Bye.